All right, he's live.
Here he is.
Or the live player is up,
Oh,
so
no,
we'll.
it started, yeah.
I really don't want to hear what he has to say, but I think I kind of have to play it because it's breaking news with these massive riots going on across the country. So
I'm curious, to be honest with you.
what if it's just completely unrelated to anything, and he was just like, I went to In and Out.
Talking about the California, he's talking about the rail project.
I went to In and Out and had a. Oh, here we go. There's no sound. Is that his fault or our fault?
That's kind of hilarious.
I think it's theirs.
Yeah, this is his fault. Wait, what? Yeah, there's no sound.
It's them.
Yeah, it's no sound coming from him. Yeah,
Got the crack team on it.
No, this can't be right. Yeah, this is his fault.
yeah, it's totally.
You checked your computer?
Yeah, it's not playing.
It's that's
It's not playing.
No, I mean, you're on X watching.
I'm on
his-
X watching his speech, and it's not playing.
there's no audio.
Oh my God! No way! Come on! This,
What a loser! Come on.
no! Hold on!
What do you
I
mean?
still have to believe we're doing something wrong.
Well, how come I can't hear it on my laptop? It's
I can't
not
hear it on
connected to the
mine.
system.
I'm telling you, I just checked it too.
That's hilarious.
Oh, he's not live anymore. Wait,
It is on mine.
it is on yours?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my phone. That's funny.
There's no sound.
That's that's
Yo, I got my phone pulled up. I turned the volume all the way up. There's nothing.
Yeah, same
Tune
thing with
in.
me.
Is it maybe
Live
just
now.
X?
People are saying it too. No audio, champ.
No way! This is the funniest thing ever.
what
Boomer.
a clown.
Multiple posts saying no sound. It's not us.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe he had nothing to say, and he's just going peas and carrots and peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. And then what's going to happen is after they wrap, he's going to be like, it was a great speech. I can't remember what I said. Is this for real? There's no
That's
sound.
hilarious.
People are saying that.
I'm trying. I pulled up his Instagram, and there's nothing here.
Muted. Can't get sound to work.
Even on X, they're saying it.
Yep. Everyone is saying no audio.
You clown.
You got 19,000 people
Yeah,
looking at
people
this
are
clown.
responding to the. Yup, they shut it off.
You clown.
That is shocking.
I am so glad we pulled this up. Are they going to fix it? Wow.
That's hilarious.
That is amazing. That is just amazing.
That was the start of his presidential
That's
campaign,
it.
right?
That's it. You know what? The only other start of a presidential campaign that was worse was when Ron DeSantis launched his campaign on X, and that was
Yo, they shut it
also
down.
Terrible.
It's gone.
Yeah. What clowns? That's amazing.
Embarrassing.
You'd
Oh,
think
and you know he's pissed in the
that with
background right now.
all
yelling
those
at
resources,
somebody.
it's still pinned.
He might actually unhinge his jaw and then eat them like the lizard snake
Yeah.
person he is.
Yeah, he should just consume his entire staff.
That's
But somebody's
hilarious.
getting fired. Somebody's getting fired.
By the
for
way, there
that.
were 34,000 people that got into it by that
yeah.
time. That is hilarious.
That is
Yeah, all the responses on X say no audio, no audio,
that
like
is
to
just
his post.
Stunning.
Come on, Gavin. What are you doing? Is he alive?
You joke.
How do I? Can we? Well, I guess it's archived on this show. I'm like,
All
I want to
you
save that for the historical record.
Gavin Newsom, he's a non-starter.
All you need to do is pull out the
Oh,
iPhone
man.
and open up your X app. It's very simple.
This is amazing. There is no sound.
There are 42,000 people in there right now.
Right. There's people are still
like-
trying
no,
to
no,
watch
that's-
it.
That's not how Twitter works. 42,000 people have viewed the video.
Yeah. But what I'm saying
people
is
are now
people are still
watching
going
it.
in. It's still rolling up, and he totally missed his opportunity.
I still to this day, the stupidest thing Elon did was change concurrent viewership on X into static views
Yeah.
because that burned all advertising. We can't
Yeah.
we can't sell against X anymore because nobody. It's playing by its own unique set of rules, and so it's just excluded now from all ad deals.
But you know he did it because when you see the report on the back end, it's all short views. So
Is it working
Oh,
now?
he's back.
Weekend, federal agents conducted large-scale workplace raids
Where?
in and around Los Angeles. Those
What?
raids
You want me to mute it?
as I speak.
But where's that? Where is it?
Governor Gavin.
It's on Gavin Newsom. He's live again.
Yeah.
This is all we're seeing is
I'm getting the blue screen. So
blue screen.
Yeah.
You click it.
I have it right there.
Yeah, blue screen.
Well,
Yeah.
what's weird is
Blue
it's
screen.
happening right now.
Yeah, I'm watching it on my laptop here.
It's at Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, hard refresh, blue screen.
At CA Governor. I have CA Governor up.
CA Governor. Ah, they
They moved it over.
Near a Home Depot parking lot, they began grabbing people, a deliberate targeting of a heavily Latino suburb. A similar thing
Is that
downtown.
what happened? I thought we.
In other actions, a U.S. citizen, 9 months pregnant, was arrested. A 4-year-old girl taken. Families separated. Friends, quite literally, disappearing. In response, everyday Angelenos came out to exercise their constitutional right to free speech and assembly, to protest their government's actions. In turn, the state of California and the city and county of Los Angeles sent our police officers to help keep the peace. And with some exceptions, they were successful. Like many states, California is no stranger to this sort of unrest. We manage it regularly and with our own law enforcement. But this, again, was different. What then ensued was the use of tear gas, flashbang grenades, rubber bullets, federal agents detaining people and undermining their due process rights. Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets illegally and for no reason.
It's legal under Title
This
10.
brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation.
A judge told you it was
putting our
legal, so
people,
shut up.
Our officers,
Also,
and
there was no
even
raid
our
at Home
National
Depot.
Guard
Yeah.
at risk.
He
That's
apparently
when
doesn't
the
know how
downward
flat this is
spiral
falling.
began. He doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder. And the president, he did it on purpose. As the news spread throughout LA, anxiety for family and friends ramped up. Protests started again. By night, several dozen lawbreakers became violent and destructive. They vandalized property. They tried to assault police officers. Many of you have seen the video clips of cars burning on cable news. If
That
you
was
incite
before.
violence, I
Yes,
want to be
that was
clear
before.
about this.
That
if you
was like
incite
the
violence or
reason.
destroy
This is what
our
evil looks
communities,
like.
Yes.
you're going to be held to account. That kind of criminal behavior will not be tolerated. Full stop. Already more than 220 people have been arrested, and we're reviewing tapes to build additional cases, and people will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Again, thanks to our law enforcement officers and the majority of Angelenos who protested peacefully, the situation was winding down and was concentrated in just a few square blocks downtown.
But it's still happening.
But
That's why there's a curfew
That's not
now.
what Donald Trump wanted. He again chose escalation. He chose more force. He chose theatrics over public safety. He federalized another 2,000 Guard members. He deployed more than 700 active U.S. Marines.
They're on standby.
These are the men and women
And they're doing
trained for
training.
foreign combat, not domestic.
That's why
law
they're being
enforcement.
trained. Actually, that's not
we
correct.
Honor
They
their
are trained
service.
for,
we honor
domestic crime
their
control.
bravery. But we do not want our streets militarized by our own armed
Democrats are
forces. Not in
evil.
LA, not in California, not anywhere. We're seeing unmarked cars in school parking lots, kids afraid of attending their own graduation.
Well, maybe their
Trump
parents shouldn't have
is
dragged them into
pulling
the country
a military
illegally.
dragnet
This is-
all across
it's
Los Angeles,
so
well beyond
ridiculous.
his stated intent to just go after violent and
It's
serious
just,
criminals.
I'm going to blame Donald
His
Trump for all the
agents
things
are
that are
arresting
happening
dishwashers,
in California.
gardeners, day laborers, and seamstresses.
Good.
That's
They're
just weakness.
illegal.
Hey,
Weakness
that's fine. It
masquerading
doesn't matter
as
what they're
strength.
like
This is what I
under the
voted
table.
Donald Trump's
for.
government
You know,
is
low-wage
protecting
job
our
in.
communities.
No. I
They're
did not vote for this.
traumatizing our
I
communities.
voted for 10
And that
times this, and
seems
I
to be
demand they
the
pass
entire
a big,
point.
beautiful bill.
Way more.
California will keep fighting. We'll keep fighting on
Duly
behalf of
corrected.
our people, all of our people, including in the courts. Just yesterday, we filed a legal
All verifiable.
challenge to
It's
Donald
all
Trump's
wait.
reckless deployment of
sorry.
American troops to a major American city. Today, we sought an emergency court order to stop the use of the American military to engage in law enforcement activities across Los Angeles.
And the judge denied you.
If some of us could be snatched off
Oh,
the
he
streets
didn't mention that
without a
part.
warrant,
Doesn't mention the
Didn't
judge
mention
said.
that the judge
on
said
suspicion
no.
or skin color, then none of us are safe. Authoritarian regimes begin by targeting people who are least able to defend themselves. But they do not
guilty?
stop there.
You mean?
Trump and his loyalists, they thrive on division because it allows them to take more power and exert even more control. And by the way, Trump, he's not opposed to lawlessness and violence. as long
January
as it
6th.
January
serves
6th.
him. What more evidence do we need than January 6th?
January 6th. There we
Ask
go.
Everybody,
everyone.
take a drink.
Yes.
Take time, reflect on
Favorite
this
day.
perilous moment. A president who wants to be bound by no law or constitution,
Unreal.
perpetuating a unified
could've put a
assault
bingo card together
on
on
American
Yeah,
traditions.
we should have done.
This is a president who in just over 140 days has fired government watchdogs that could hold him accountable.
We get
accountable
it, Gavin.
for
You're running
corruption
for office.
and fraud. He's
what
declared
a
a war on culture, on
Could you
history,
imagine 4
on
years of
science,
having
on
to live with
knowledge
this?
itself.
It would be
Databases
so
quite
upsetting.
literally
Science.
are vanishing. He's delegitimizing news organizations, and he's assaulting the First Amendment.
I don't think that's
And the
happening.
threat of defunding them.
I think they
That threat,
delegitimized
he's dictating
themselves.
What
Yeah.
universities
He's actually
themselves can
expanded
teach.
access.
Yes.
He's targeting
Profoundly.
law
Well,
firms
Biden
and the
canceled
judicial
450
branch
press
that are the
passes
foundations of an orderly and civil
when he came
society.
in. And Trump
He's
reinstated
calling
them.
for a sitting governor to be arrested for no other reason than to, in his own words, for getting
Oh,
elected.
goodness.
And we all know this Saturday.
He begs
He's
to be
ordering
arrested.
our
The Trump goes,
American
okay. He goes,
heroes, the United States
He's
military,
calling for my
and
arrest.
forcing
He
them
did it
to put
twice.
on a
He was like, go
vulgar
ahead, arrest me.
display
Go ahead,
to
go
celebrate
ahead.
Like, come
his
on, I
birthday.
can take it.
I
Just
arrest
as
do
other
it.
failed
It's like
dictators
all he
have
wants
done
in
the
life.
Stop, Gavin. I don't want to
All
arrest
he
you.
wants
this
is to be
isn't
sitting
just
there in
about
handcuffs.
protest
It just sounds
here
thirsty.
in Los
Yes,
Angeles.
it
Just
does
all-
sound
it
When
sounds
really
Donald Trump
thirsty.
sought
thirsty.
blanket
Yeah.
authority
Come
to
on.
commandeer the
Yeah.
National
You
Guard,
know
he
you
made
wanna.
that order
We need
plain
to get a-
every
in this
state
We need to get a
in this
program
nation.
where I can draw
This is
on
about
video
all
so I
of
can
us.
add a mustache.
This
really.
is about you. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next.
No.
Democracy is
Democracy.
under
There we go.
That's what we've got
before
going on.
our
That's
eyes
how we
this
got
moment.
here.
How big
We
this
have
big
fear
We got here
has
with
arrived.
democracy. That's what we
He's
have.
taking a
That's
wrecking
what we're
ball.
doing.
A wrecking ball to our founding fathers' historic project.
Oh,
3 co-equal branches of independent government. There are no longer any checks and
You
balances.
know what his problem
Congress
is for the speech?
Nowhere to
He's
be
going-
found.
it's too heavy.
Speaker Johnson has
It is pretty
completely
heavy.
I got some
abdicated that
PR.
responsibility.
going.
Listen, Gavin.
The rule of law
Here's my advice
has
for you,
increasingly
marketing
been
wise. The
given
first
way
thing is
to
fix
the
your
rule
audio
of
before
God.
going live. The second
The founding
is it's
fathers,
called
they
less
lived
is more.
and died to
Right.
see this kind of moment. It's time
You-
for all
How
of us
is
to
he
stand
still
up.
going? Is anyone
Justice
still
Brandeis,
listening? We're not.
He said it best. In a democracy, the most important
Justice
office, with
Brandeis
all due
said it
respect,
best. Like,
Mr.
you're
President,
going into
is not
this,
the presidency.
technocratic,
And it's certainly not government. The
approach
most
to it.
important office is office of
10
citizen.
minutes done.
At this
5
moment,
minutes done.
At this moment, we all need to stand up and be held to account, a higher level of accountability. If you exercise your First Amendment rights, please, please do it peacefully. I know many of you are feeling deep anxiety, stress, and fear, but I want you to know that you are the antidote to that fear and that anxiety. What Donald Trump wants most is your fealty, your silence to be complicit in this moment. Do not give in to him.
I think it's time to occupy California. So here's what I would say. Just, give some advice to Gavin Newsom in terms of public relations. When you hammer literally every point imaginable all at once, it becomes incomprehensible. And the important thing to remember is people won't remember what you said. They'll remember how you made them feel. Mm-hmm. So what Gavin Newsom needs to do, if he wanted to actually run for office successfully, is to address a single point of contention that has people worried, which would, here's what I would do. I would point to the military deployment as the point of contention and say it is not the federal government's job to intervene in the state's handling of their local laws as it pertains to protests or violence. Mm-hmm. We do that. He could have then said, Donald Trump jumped the gun in the deployment of U.S. military into our streets, terrifying our neighbors. Whether it was right or not is not the point. It was done without consideration for the safety and the feel and the states of the people of the state. Take one point and then say he shouldn't have done it. Make them feel anxiety and then be done. Instead, he goes on there and says Trump is Hitler, and I'm literally
J6.
Yeah, he's like throwing in J6 confused the whole thing, and he's trying to elicit a reaction. I think the reason why he went that route is because most people feel anxiety due to the lawlessness. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he has to invoke J6 to try and redirect the anxiety that people are feeling towards Trump and blame Trump for. It's not going to work.
And that was one day. He's got 5 now. That
he
was
should have,
one day.
Well, he needs to consider. Listen, when Cash and Dan were talking about Epstein, they made a massive mistake as a PR blunder. Okay, and I like those guys. Cash said to Rogan, "Look, there's no way in or out. You know, we have all the video footage. You'll see it. So no one could have gotten in there." And then it's just like immediately accept the person who found the body.
Right.
What? The paramedics? Come on, there are people there. That's a stupid response. Or Dan not addressing his past comments and sentiments on this. You got to be real with people. You got to say, listen, I had a show, and I often talked about my skepticism over the story of Epstein, but now that I got in there and saw the evidence, I got nothing to add. I mean, it looks like it's a suicide. Instead, they give you this answer that neglects the existing information that already is in our minds. They don't get past that hurdle. The hurdle for Governor Newsom right now is that people like that Trump deployed the military.
Yeah.
People like that Trump is enforcing immigration laws. He needs to address that and then redirect. He didn't do it because he's bad at what he does. Now, hey, look at me. I never won a governorship. But let's just say this right now. His audio wasn't working. Okay? Run for president and have that happen. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.